Hello everyone, welcome back to Comparative Investing Techniques CIT channel. 2 days ago, we shared with investor on Yang Zijiang. So basically, we find that these stocks or this subject actually can give a lot of what you call education info to investor. So today we actually make another video to talk about it. So hopefully we can actually share more with investor. So for Yang Zijiang, when we actually we have been actually updating its intrinsic value all the while. So when we refer to our Facebook update on the 27th of September 2020, based on its 2020 Q2 result, right? Our intrinsic value for Yang Zijiang was at $1.185. So the stock price at that point of time was only at 97 cents. So as per our attachment, which also show at 97 cents. So when the stock price actually trade below the intrinsic value, so all of us know that it actually indicate that the stock is actually cheap. Alright, so when the stock is cheap, so a given time we know that the share price will certainly rise to the intrinsic value or even higher. So when we look at the Yang Zijiang stock chart, and when we go and look into the year of 2020 September, which is this month, so you can see that the share price is somewhere around here. So you can see it's somewhere around this range, which is also considered one of the low range. Alright, so and after the CIT have shared the intrinsic value, you can note that the share price over the months it started to climb, and all the way it goes to the high of $1.69 in the year 2021 August, which actually exceeded the CIT intrinsic value that we actually shared on this September 2020 at 1.185. So you can see that when the share price trade below the intrinsic value initially at 0.97 cent, below the intrinsic value of $1.185, so given time the share price will rise. And so true enough, it actually goes all the way to $1.69, which exceeded the CIT intrinsic value. Alright, so once again, when we the latest update which we have shared with investor on the 28th of February 2022, our intrinsic value was at 1.25 and the share price was at 1.38, so it actually exceeded the CIT intrinsic value. Alright, so thereafter the share price continued to climb to a high of $1.66. Right, so it's way above the CIT intrinsic value. So once again, we can see that when the share price trade above the intrinsic value, it actually means that it is a very expensive stocks. Given time, the share price will plunge. So true enough, right, in the month of April 2022, which just a few days ago, we saw that the share price plunged to 80 cents. Alright, so we can see this phenomenon, or rather whether it actually refer to Yang Zijiang or it actually refer to any other stocks, it actually happened the same way. We have another video that we make on Riverstone holding, which also we illustrated the same kind of situation. When the share price trade below intrinsic value, given time it will rise, vice versa, given time it will fall. Alright, so this is why when we invest via CIT or via intrinsic value, you don't need to read any analysis. Reading analysis is basically a waste of time, right? You can just refer to I just refer to investor to one of the analysis shared by DBS. So this analysis was actually written on 12th of April 2022. So DBS reiterate a buy call on Yang Zijiang. So basically they are given a target price of $2.15 for Yang Zijiang, when the share price on 12th of April was actually at 1.58. So at 1.58 they still ask you to buy, and they give you a target of 2.15, right, which was their target. So when you actually read these articles, this article is actually from The Edge Singapore, or you go to Yahoo Finance, you also can find this article. So I will not talk more about these articles. For those who want to read out, you can go and extract this from Yahoo Finance and The Edge Singapore. Right, so we also can see that In these articles, they also talk about CIMB give a target price of 2.41, and of course for us CIT just now, which I shared on the 28th of Feb, we give 1.25, which was way below the all these broker target price. And we actually give a warning, because the share price were above our intrinsic value, that it is extremely dangerous if you were to buy Yang Zijiang, and true enough the share price crash. Alright, so when we say that the share price crash was due to corporate announcement, and corporate announcement are basically serve as a catalyst, because the shares itself is already expensive. So this announcement actually serve as a catalyst that create fear, and because of this fear, everyone realized that they actually bought very expensive stocks, and they start dumping their shares, and that resulted a crash in the share price. So vice versa, when the share price is actually very cheap, and given some announcement like merger and acquisition, and or maybe substantial shareholder increase their stake, and this kind of news actually boost confidence to investor, and thus create greed. And when there's greed, everybody want to buy this share, and you push up the share price. So in the stock market is actually full of storytelling. So if someone were to focus on analysis, you are basically subjecting yourself or exposing yourself to listening to all this story. And in reality, when it comes to investment, you just need to know one thing, and that is intrinsic value. Alright, what is the worth of the asset, and what is the price they're willing to pay for this asset. So as simple as that, no other thing you need to know. Alright, so for CIT, that's why when you become a member of CIT, we don't tell you story, we go straight to the point. We tell you what is the intrinsic value, and over time we show you result. And that is our style of showing our credibility of our investing style. Alright, so for here, we also going to put a link on the previous video that we have shared on a Riverstone holding, which exactly show the same kind of movement in share price versus the intrinsic value. So for those who want to understand more, you can also click on the link and to listen to the Riverstone holding stocks as well. Alright, thank you for watching, and goodbye.